I'd like to call to order the Finance Committee for this evening, May 15, 2017. Could I have a roll call, please?
Chairperson Palafis.
Present.
Vice Chairperson Newell.
Present.
Trustee Gata.
Present.
Trustee Mills.
Present.
Trustee Stanton.
Present.
Trustee Arnett.
Present.
Mayor McLeod.
Present. We have a request for the approval of minutes for April 24th, 2017.
So moved.
We
Second.
have a motion for the approval of those minutes and a second. Any questions or comments or additions, subtractions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. On to new business, we have 9 items. The first is an A and a B, which is a request approval for A, of an ordinance authorizing the renewal of the aggregation program for electric load, and B, to waive bidding and authorize solicitation of bids and allow the village manager to enter into a contract with a third-party supplier.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. I'm assuming you're making a motion and a second for both A and B?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure. Any questions, comments? None? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Way to go, Dan. No questions.
Thank you.
Item number 2, request approval to enter into an agreement with Northern Illinois Municipal Electric Collaborative, NIMEC, for consulting services regarding the municipal electric aggregation program.
So moved.
A motion and a second. Any questions, comments? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. Item number 3, request approval of an ordinance to amend the 2016 budget as a result of the completed financial audit and to close out the fiscal year.
So moved. Second.
A motion and a second. Any questions, comments? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. It's going to be a fast meeting. Number 4 is a request for approval of a business solicitation plan for the 2017 Plots Concert.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. I'll add a couple comments. We do this for the 4th of July, as all of you know, and we are reaching the dollar amounts and the esteemed popularity of needing to add it to this commission. I'm not biased in my comments there, but that's really what it's for. And actually, Trustee Vandenberg, we had a meeting tonight. Actually, I was able to get some more sponsorships, so we're rolling. The more the merrier. So, any other questions or comments about this item? All right. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Item number 5, request authorization to continue into the final year of a 3-year Microsoft Enterprise licensing agreement negotiated through CDW Government Incorporated in an amount not to exceed $1,892.96.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any questions or comments? Pretty straightforward. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carries. Item number 6 is a request to waive bidding and authorize emergency expenditure to raise the front entrance glass curtain wall foundation footings and steel columns at the Sears Center Sears Center arena in an amount which we are about to discuss. So with that, Trustee Mills.
The glass curtain wall foundation footings, is that the front doors?
Yes, the main entrance, up
Okay.
the steps.
And it's becoming a problem, I take it.
Yes, something that we should address sooner than later.
Okay.
So you see a packet in front of you that is an addendum to what you have in your packets that were issued this last week and weekend, which looks like a much better number. So do you want to fill us in really on the difference, or?
Yes, of course. So we received a second proposal late Friday afternoon, and Paul can explain that. He talked to them extensively to make sure that it was a appropriate solution for what we're trying to fix, and that we're not just going for the lower price.
The original proposal had to do with driving pilings in down to the 20 or 30 or 35 feet to where the undisturbed soil was. This new proposal had to do with helical piering. It's going down to the same depth, but rather than pounding, which we were concerned about with the glass there, It's actually screwing. It's like a corkscrew that goes all the way down to the undisturbed soil. And it's a new method that they use, and they're guaranteeing the same results. And that method actually is cheaper than the driving the piles down. And as a result of that, we came down to a much greater or better number than the original quote that we received with a different company.
So if I were to reread the motion, the number will be $93,366. Is the not to exceed?
No,
No.
not to exceed 150
150.
with the contingency.
Trustee Palafis, if I could,
Ah,
sir.
see, go on, sir.
Because we don't know what we're going to get into that far underground, we want to have some contingency in there. Their proposal is that $93,000 figure you referenced, and if that's what it takes, fantastic. But rather than have to come back to the board in the middle of these corkscrew piers being screwed into the ground to reinforce the curtain wall, we'd rather ask the board to give a $150,000 authorization, and we'll keep the board abreast all the way along. If I could add one thing, Paul described it, but when I was talking earlier to some other people here at the village about the differences, if you think about when you hang a picture on the wall, but think about it in the ground, when you put a nail straight into the wall or a molly straight into the wall, you're pounding it in, you're putting it in that way. If you've ever seen those picture hangers that you actually screw in with a drill, that's what these auger type piers are that we're talking about on the other. It's not going to have the same impact upon the potential negative impact upon the front curtain wall, which is all glass, and the ceiling's all glass, as the pounding would have. Plus, it saves us more than 50% of the cost.
Awesome. So let's get the motion and second, and then I'll
I'll make the motion.
Second.
for 150,000.
Yeah, with the question.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So we have the motion and second. Trustee Mills.
Have we had a chance to do any reference checks on this company?
I'm sorry, I did receive a sheet of references. They do a number of buildings, including Kmart's. It seems like they have some very good references. Another company actually referred them to me with good references
Type
so
of
far.
work.
But I do need to do a couple more checks.
Okay, but I mean, it's the same type of work that they've
Oh,
done?
absolutely. They're in
Okay.
the same business. And the company, an engineering company, was independent from them, and they're the ones that did the calculation on the loading, and they verified that this would hold up the building and raise it.
Okay, thank you.
Trustee Gata. Do you have questions? Oh, okay.
I
I'm sorry.
was just seconding.
Oh, I thought you were raising your hand. Sorry.
No.
So, Paul, my question, my father built his own homes for 2 or 3 decades, and normally, he would know before a foundation was poured whether he needed to put these pylons or some type of foundation support in before he actually poured the foundation. Like, was this a miss on our favorite developer who built the building and then ran it for 4 years before we took it over? Or, I mean, can you ascertain to what happened? I mean, I can't imagine the soils magically changed between now and then.
These footings that they put in actually are shallow footings. They only go down about 3.5 feet, the maximum, and they put it on the compacted soil. I think that the company who built it, Ryan, assumed that their compactions were good, but as we know, any kind of compaction at 30 feet, 25, 30 feet, is going to settle a good 4 to 6 inches over time, and they just made the assumption, or probably just didn't think that it would be an issue, but it is an issue.
I mean, it seems to be an issue in other places of the building as well.
Yes, it is.
Is there anything we can do, legally, pending the? I mean, I know we signed off on some pretty major things back in 2010.
Right,
But-
so all of their work, Mark and I talked about this, or I should say Mr. Copland and I talked about this about a week ago. And Mark, I believe you said that the structural engineer that they hired to do the calculations and the design of that work has gone out of business?
Yes, they're out of business. And I believe when we, and Corporation Counsel can weigh in, but I believe when we accepted the deed in lieu of foreclosure, we did accept it in an as-is condition. We were able to get them to do one mud jacking, however, because we did notice back in summer of 2009 that on the opposite side of the building that the concourse flooring was settling a bit, and they did provide at their cost the mud jacking at that time. We didn't at that time realize that there was an issue at the front entrance. It really seemed to be confined, even though it is basically the same issue with the compacted fill in the other areas, but that's all we knew for sure at that time.
Corporation Counsel, my concern is there's going to be other places where we have this issue in the building. And, you know, I know what we did 7 years ago, but is there any, these guys are still around. They just built Schaumburg Toyota, hopefully with better supports underneath than what they gave us. But is there anything we can do?
I would say no for two reasons. Number one, we have an actual statute of limitations and a time period that prohibits actions from being taken after a certain number of years. And under the construction on a commercial piece of property, I think we're probably at or have exceeded those years. But more important is what Mr. Copland just said, is that during our litigation and our process, and you were here during that time period, as part of the settlement of the foreclosure and a few other pieces of litigation that were going on all at one time, there was a universal settlement, and there was a release that was given to the Ryan companies, not necessarily Mad Cat Step, but to Ryan companies, and therefore, at this point in time, there would be very little recourse that's available, both because of the release and also because of the time period that has lapsed since it was first constructed.
Okay. Trustee Newell?
I just have one question. Is there any type of a warranty after this? Like, do they guarantee their work once they put these pylons in or whatever, in 1 year, 2 years?
Yeah, they do guarantee their work. I just have not received the actual number of years that they will warranty it for, but my understanding is it could be a lifetime warranty because it gets right down to that depth.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Comments for the motion or the second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. Item number 7 is a request acceptance of the Finance Department monthly report.
So moved.
Actually, the request is for deferral,
Oh,
which you can say so moved now, to defer.
Move to defer.
Okay, a motion to defer. Do I have a second?
yes,
You guys,
second.
you're my second? Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That's what I thought you meant. All in favor, I'm sorry, motion carries. Item number 8, request acceptance of the Information System Department monthly report.
So moved.
Second. Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Item 9 is a request acceptance of the Sears Center monthly report.
So moved.
Second. A motion is second. Any questions or comments? Ben drove all the way over here. Do I add anything? No? Okay, beautiful. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. President's report?
I'll wait to the board meeting, Mr. Chair.
All righty. I thought that would be your answer. Anything in other that anybody wants to bring to the Finance Committee? No? All right, we have no items in review, and I will entertain a motion and a second to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. We're adjourned. Thank you.
I'd like to call the Public Works and Utilities Committee to order on this May 15, 2017. May I have a roll call, please?
Chairperson Newell.
Present.
Vice Chairperson Gata.
Present.
Trustee Palafis.
Present.
Trustee Mills.
Present.
Trustee Stanton.
Present.
Trustee Arnett. Present. Mayor McLeod.
Present.
Okay, we have a quorum. The next item would be the approval of minutes from April 24th, 2017.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, can I just add something to that? On Trustee Palafis, that one was via electronic like the others? Just to kind of add that one in there. So can we have that with the motion? Is that okay?
Sure.
All right. Okay, so we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
No nays, motion passed. Under new business, we have 6 items. Item number 1 is request approval of ordinance naming director and alternate director to the Northwest Suburban Municipal Joint Action Water Agency.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. No comments. All in favor?
Aye.
No nays, motion passed. Item number 2, request approval of an ordinance naming director and alternate directors to the Solid Waste Agency of Northern Cook County.
So, second.
We have a motion and a second. No comments. All in favor?
Aye.
No nays, motion passed. Item number 3, request authorization to award contract for the 2017 contracted Parkway Tree Trimming Program to Winkler's Tree and Landscaping Incorporated out of LaGrange, Illinois, which is the low bid, in an amount not to exceed $50,000.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Do we have anything to add, gentlemen? Nothing? No questions? All in favor?
Aye.
No nays, motion passed. Item number 4, request authorization to award contract for a replacement closed-circuit security and mobile event camera system for the Village of Hoffman Estates to Pace Systems Incorporated out of Naperville, Illinois, in a total amount not to exceed $866,111.
So moved.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Trustee Palafis?
I just want to let you know that the emerging technology meeting met tonight, coincidentally, by the way, and our staff liaison is Mr. Besenhofer, who actually allowed and had some, conversation on this agenda item, and that committee and commission approved unanimously the recommendation to have this approved, given the importance of the subject. So just throwing that out there.
Thank you. Do you have anything to add, Mr. Besenhofer? No? Nothing? Okay.
I'd like to ask a question. How many additional cameras are they going to be putting in, and where are they going to be located?
There are 126 additional cameras. The majority are going over at the Sears Center Arena, and I believe that number is 64. Water towers and the wells as well, which never had any kind of camera coverage at all.
What's the reason for in the wells and yes?
You can look at anything along the water supply as Homeland Security, but when we met with Chief Boss and we met with the actual consultants that did this with us, this was best practice and most recommended that is where these be placed, especially over in the Sears Center to cover any kind of liability areas.
Yes.
There's also going to be 29 additional cameras for the Pace Park and Ride. That's 30 cameras that we didn't have to cover that area at all anymore. So now, that's almost a quarter of the new cameras that we're adding is for that facility.
That's good. I have no more.
Any other questions? Seeing none, we have a motion as,
Mayor.
No, I'm fine.
okay. No other questions. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
No nays, motion passed. Item number 5, request acceptance of the Department of Public Works monthly report.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Anything to add, Mr. Nepple? Nothing?
Nothing to add?
Nothing to add. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
No nays, motion passed. Item number 6, request acceptance of the Department of Development Services monthly engineering report of the Transportation and Engineering Division.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have anything to add? Nothing? Okay, thank you. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
No nays, motion passed. Anything under President's report?
No, I'll wait for the board meeting, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you, Mr. President. Nothing under other or items in review. May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
No nays, motion passed, and we are adjourned.
I would like to call the Public Health and Safety Committee to order on May 15th, 2017. May I have a roll call, please?
Chairman Gata.
Present.
Vice Chairman Palafis.
Present.
Trustee Newell.
Present.
Trustee Mills.
Present.
Trustee Stanton.
Present.
Trustee Arnett. Present. Mayor McLeod.
Present.
Okay, thank you, and we have a quorum. Number 2, approval of the minutes of April 24th, 2017.
So move.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any corrections, additions? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Under new business, we have 5 items. Item number 1, request the approval of an ordinance pertaining to the possession of cannabis under 30 grams and drug paraphernalia. I need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Yes, Trustee Falafis.
What does 30 grams look like? I mean,
Good point.
You mean in joints or in?
just in general, I mean, is it? So,
Is it your mic on, Chief?
it's not on. Sorry.
Sandwich baggie or so, it's not that much.
So just the bottom of like a sandwich bag?
A little bit more than that.
A little bit more?
Yeah.
And we're saying that's not illegal?
No,
I know it's a
actually-
funny question. I just in my mind can't picture what 30 grams looks like.
Right. This ordinance is a necessary ordinance, I believe, in a couple different ways. One of them is the Illinois General Assembly has reduced some of the cannabis violations. They reduced anything under 10 grams to a civil law violation rather than a misdemeanor violation. And then they reduced anything from 10 grams to 30 grams to a Class B misdemeanor, which is a relatively small misdemeanor. At the same time, the state's attorney's office has elected to defer prosecutions for anything under 30 grams in Cook County. So without an ordinance to write citations for it, it really limits our ability to enforce in any fashion cannabis ordinances. So not only does this give us an opportunity to enforce within our own boundaries, it helps us bring juvenile offenders in front of an adjudication with a parental responsibility involved in that. And it does not take away our ability to arrest somebody. We still have the ability to arrest people with cannabis through the state or the county court systems. So although it doesn't detract from our ability to arrest people, like you're saying, it offers us a secondary option to enforce the law with an ordinance that will take effect through the village.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Number 2, request acceptance of the Police Department monthly report.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any questions on the board? Seeing none. Chief, what would you like to add?
I have nothing for that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Number 3, request acceptance of the Health and Human Services monthly report.
So
I need a
moved.
motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any questions? Dr. Savija? Okay, thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Number 4, request acceptance of the Emergency Management Coordinator monthly report.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any questions? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Number 5, request acceptance of the Fire Department monthly report.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Chief? Nothing to add? Trustee Falafis?
I was just going to make the statement, Mr. Chairman, that I see after the appointment of Chief Fortunato, Chief Jorian is nowhere to be found. So his first meeting, you already got it. I don't know what those guys are out doing. Just saying. It's good to see you here, though.
Yes, thank you. Anyone else? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Mr. President, any?
I'll wait for the board meeting, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you. Nothing in other items in review. Looking for an adjournment.
So moved.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. We are adjourned. Thank you.
Excuse me, sorry.
Getting fresh.
Yeah, that's me. Oh, you're horrible.
Okay, I'd like to call the order of the meeting of May 15, 2017. Can you call the roll, Madam Clerk?
Trustee Arnett? Present. Trustee Mills?
Present.
Trustee Newell?
Present.
Trustee Palafis?
Present.
Trustee Stanton?
Present.
Trustee Gata?
Present.
Mayor McLeod?
Present. Everybody please rise. Trustee Arnett, you want to lead us in the pledge?
Thank you.
With the leave of the board, I'd like to go to one item on the president's report, and that is a swearing in of a police officer. Is that okay with everybody?
Yes?
Okay. Chief, what do you got here?
Let's see if I can figure, is this one on now?
That's on.
All right. Sorry about the problem there. Honorable Mayor McLeod, Village Board, as you know, the police department has an opening in its ranks. I'd like to introduce you to a candidate, James Ahern. James successfully completed the extensive police commission testing. He has a bachelor's degree in criminology and law studies from Marquette University. James is coming to us as a recent graduate of the Chicago Metro Police Academy and will start directly into the FTO program. And with your permission, I would like to call James Ahern forward to be sworn in as a probationary police officer.
I can't turn the mic on.
James, how are you? Good, sir. How are you? Have anybody with you?
Yes, I have my
Your family? Come on up. Family, come on up. Okay, we won't bite.
Yeah.
Want to introduce everybody, James?
Sure. I have my father, Jim Ahern.
Jim.
I have my mother, Camille Ahern.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
My girlfriend, Bree Broughton.
Hey, how are you?
And then her daughter, Bristol.
Hey, Bristol, how are you? Thanks for coming. Okay, let's get down to business here. I, James Ahern,
I, James Ahern,
have been appointed to the office of
have appointed into the office of
probationary police officer
probationary police officer
in the village of Hoffman Estates,
in the village of Hoffman Estates,
the county of Cook and Kane.
the county of Cook and Kane.
Do solemnly swear or affirm
Do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States,
of the United States,
the Constitution
the Constitution
of the State of Illinois,
of the State of Illinois,
that I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office of
the duties in the office of
probationary police officer
probationary police officer
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations,
Thank you,
James.
sir.
Sign right here. Got to get you on the payroll here, James. I mean, it's quite a sign. Yes, and off of yours. They're never off, you know that, Dad. They're never off. I have this wonderful badge. Who wants to do some badge pinning here? We have paramedics, so don't worry about it, you know. Good job.
No, just have to close it.
Excellent. Very handsome. Want to go up and shake hands with everybody?
Thank you, sir.
Make the rounds here. You too, come on.
Thank you, sir. Welcome aboard. Thank you, sir.
Good job.
Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations. Always nice to have them employed, isn't it? Congratulations. Congratulations.
Hey, Bristol. Can I get a picture here? No, so you do have many of your colleagues are here, and we have the chairman of the Fire and Police Commission, Pete Berkovich, is also here. Dad, jump in there. Yeah, jump in there, Bob. Come on. You guys come in there. Come on.
Also, come on,
Bristol, get in
everybody.
here.
Okay, I get the tall guys.
Get the
Okay.
phone. You want to stand up?
Yeah.
You ready? 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Good job.
Great.
Congrats.
Want to get one with the chief? Come on with the chief. Yeah.
Yeah, move over that way.
Nice mustache, chief. I like it.
Mustache May.
I know, mustache May.
Good.
Magnum PI.
1, 2, 3.
He's a lot younger than
Don't make her laugh now. 1, 2, 3. All right.
Needs a red convertible.
Tom Selleck on Blue Bloods.
That's right, yeah. I want to thank the board for the dispensation to go a little bit out of order. Move on to item number 3, recognition of the audience. This is the time if someone has a question or concern for an item that is not on the agenda this evening. Now would be the time to come forward. Going once, twice, 3 times, we'll move on. Chair would accept a motion to approve the minutes of the May 1 meeting. There's a motion, there's a second. Any additions or corrections to the minutes? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it, motion carried. Chair would accept a motion to accept the minutes of the special May 8th, 2017 meeting.
So moved.
There's a motion and a second. Any questions on this one? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it, motion carried. Consent agenda, omnibus vote, we got a couple items that I'd like to pull, C and G. Chair would accept a motion for A, B, D, E, F.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second, any discussion? See no discussion, can you call the roll, Madam Clerk?
Trustee Arnett.
Present.
Trustee Mills.
Aye, sorry.
Got me almost saying it too.
Trustee Newell.
Aye.
Trustee Palafis.
Aye.
Trustee Stanton.
Aye.
Trustee Gata.
Aye.
Mayor McLeod.
Aye, motion carried. C, request board approval of an ordinance granting a master sign plan amendment under section 9-3-8-M-13 of the zoning code for the property located at 4690 Hoffman Boulevard, Denny's. Chair would accept a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Motion a second, any discussion? See no discussion, can you pull the board, Madam Clerk?
Trustee Arnett.
Aye.
Trustee Mills.
Aye.
Trustee Newell. No. Trustee Palafis.
Aye.
Trustee, where am I? Stanton.
Aye.
Trustee Gata.
No.
Mayor McLeod.
No, motion carried. Move on to 5G, request board approval of an ordinance renaming Chapter 17, Human Rights Act of the Hoffman Estates Municipal Code, conflicts with certain home rule county ordinances. Chair would accept a motion.
So moved.
Is there a second? There's a motion, a second. Any discussion on this item? Anyone in the audience have any discussion they want to bring forward on this? Seeing none, poll the board, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Arnett.
Aye.
Trustee Mills.
Aye.
Trustee Newell.
Aye.
Trustee Palafis.
Aye.
Trustee Stanton.
I, with the reservation or the belief that we can bring this up again, depending on what happens in July.
Duly noted.
Trustee Gata.
Aye.
Mayor McLeod.
Aye, motion carried. Move on to President's Report. We did the swearing in already. Let's move on to the proclamations. We have a few of those, Madam Clerk, I understand.
Okay, and I get the first one. Office of the Mayor Proclamation. Whereas exemplary public service employment is of vital importance in assuring provision of services directed toward the health, welfare, and safety of the citizens of any community, and whereas the Public Works Department has upon its roster an individual who should be commended for assisting said department in faithfully serving the citizens of this community. And whereas length of service coupled with continued training and positive attitude toward assigned job tasks make a profile of this dedicated employee. And whereas the Village of Hoffman Estates, on behalf of its citizens, desires to acknowledge its indebtedness and gratitude for 30 years of dedication and proficiency in the aforementioned department. Be it therefore resolved that William D. McLeod, acting under and by the virtue of the authority vested in him by the Constitution of the State of Illinois and the laws of this Village of Hoffman Estates, hereby proclaim Thursday, May 18, 2017, as Kevin Hennessy Day in the Village of Hoffman Estates, and urge all employees and citizens of the village to join us in expressing gratitude and appreciation to this employee who may have assisted them with outstanding service.
Chair will accept a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. We appreciate the great job Kevin's done. The Hennessy family has been a real bulwark for this community for many, many decades. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have a motion carried. Mr. Nebel? Give this to Kevin with our thanks. I have to let you know, Joe, that my wife's hometown, Butte, Montana, they had snow today, so we appreciate your efforts.
I've got the next one. Office of the Mayor Proclamation. Whereas, May 20th, 2017, is the 7th Kids to Parks Day, organized and launched by the National Park Trust. And whereas Kids to Parks Day empowers kids and encourages families to get outdoors and visit America's parks. And whereas it is important to introduce a new generation to our nation's parks. And whereas we should encourage children to lead a more active lifestyle to combat the issues of childhood obesity, diabetes mellitus, hypertension, and, hypercholesterolemia. Thanks, Beth.
Not me, it's Jen.
Okay. And
I think
whereas,
you should blame Dean Bostrom.
Okay, Dean, I'll remember this. Where was I now? And whereas Kids to Parks Day is open to all children and adults across the country to encourage a large and diverse group of participants. And whereas Kids to Parks Day will broaden children's appreciation for nature and the outdoors. Be it therefore resolved that William D. McLeod, acting under and by virtue of the authority vested in him by the Constitution of the State of Illinois and laws of this village of Hoffman Estates, hereby proclaims May 20th, 2017 as Kids to Parks Day in the village of Hoffman Estates, and urges all residents and businesses to make an effort to enjoy the village's local parks and outdoor facilities.
Chair will accept a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. We're very fortunate in Hoffman Estates to have such an outstanding park district that does an outstanding job, a really great job. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have a motion carried. Mr. Bostrom, do you want to say a few words?
Yeah, I'd like to find that word.
Yeah.
Much cholesterol?
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't have to read the proclamation. The Park District sincerely appreciates the village support of parks in this community and everything that the village does to support what the Park District does as well. So thank you.
Well, thank you. You want to make the circuit there, Lee?
Good to see you, sir.
Thank you, Dean.
Thanks, Dean. Got a picture, Dean. Surprised you paid for coming.
It's a good alibi that you were here.
Yeah, yeah,
You can prove you're here.
yeah. Couldn't think of a word.
Everybody ready?
We're ready.
1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Can you angle that down just a little bit? It's catching the light. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Thank you.
Good job. Maybe the park district treasurer, hey. Who's next?
I am. Office of the Mayor Proclamation. Whereas, on average, 650 people die each year in boating-related accidents in the United States, and nearly 75% of these fatalities are caused by drowning. And whereas the vast majority of these accidents are caused by human error or poor judgment, and not by the boat, equipment, or environmental factors. And whereas a significant number of boaters who lose their lives by drowning each year would be alive today had they worn their life jackets. And whereas modern life jackets are more comfortable, more attractive, and more wearable than styles of years past, and deserve a fresh look by today's boating public. And whereas the U.S. Coast Guard has made recreational boating safety one of its primary missions, and whereas proper planning for a day of boating begins even before leaving the home, getting a free vessel safety check and taking a safe boating course at the beginning of the boating season, filing a float plan with a trusted family member or friend, and checking the weather before boating are key steps to an enjoyable time boating. Every boater should wear a U.S. Coast Guard approved life jacket at all times while boating. Be it therefore resolved that William D. McLeod, acting under and by virtue of the authority vested in him by the Constitution of the State of Illinois and laws of the Village of Hoffman Estates, hereby proclaims May 20th through May 26th, 2017 as Safe Boating Week in the Village of Hoffman Estates, and urges all Hoffman Estates residents and businesses to support the goals of the North American Safe Boating Campaign, Wear It, during Safe Boating Week and throughout the year.
Chair will accept a motion.
So moved.
So motion is second. We do have our friends from the Fox Valley Power and Sail Group here today. You want to come up and say a few words? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have a motion carried. You got an event coming up.
Yes, I just want to thank you. This is your 4th time that you've given us this proclamation, and I recognize all of you for supporting all of this, and Mayor McLeod and all the trustees. We really appreciate it. We also appreciate the fact that you have let us use rooms here. We have had 3 ABC classes, America's Boating Course classes here in this winter. 26 students in those classes. 3 of the instructors are here, the rest of us are here. But we want to thank you very, very much and invite all of you who would like to come on Saturday at 10 o'clock to Cabela's, who's also another partner with us, to come, and we will have, if you don't have your own life jacket, Cabela's is going to let us borrow those to have a picture. It is for the Guinness Book of Record, Guinness World Record, to see if we can't break the record of last year of those wearing and getting photographs with the life jacket. They're much easier to wear, and all the things that you said were in what I was going to say, so you said it much, much better. Now, I'd like to recognize those
Yes.
from the Fox Valley Power Squadron. Would you stand up? Like I said, of these, 3 of these are instructors, and we are making our boaters safer.
Well, we thank you for what you do and helping keep people safe. It's very important work. And I know you'll break the record. You do it every year. Y'all want to come around here and?
Did we vote, Bill?
Yeah, we voted, didn't we?
Yes, you did.
We'll just start over there.
This side.
Gate of there.
Yes, on that. Walk all the way around, right? We're gonna thank all of you. Thank you. Right?
Very much.
Gotta run the block.
Thank you. for what
Thank
you're
you.
doing. And we're gonna be seeing you. You think we would miss it? It's been 4 years on that, right? Thank you.
We're gonna get a picture with everybody, so don't run away.
Thanks for coming again.
Thank you also, right? Thank you for coming tonight, right? Thank you. We'll see you on Saturday, right? Are you gonna be out there at Cabela's?
I think we should use these in our meetings.
Good to see
you again.
Do that.
Good to see you again.
Okay.
Good to see you here.
Thank you very much.
My dog will love this.
That's a great work. Thank you.
It works.
Take the toy away.
Sorry, we had TV.
Yeah.
Okay, mother.
Come on, have a little fun.
There's no fun during a meeting.
Stop all happiness.
Yeah.
None of that.
Is it on?
With a smile off your face, or I'll wipe it off for you.
Yeah, we're gonna get a picture.
All right, keep position.
Was it yours first, just in case?
Yep.
Okay, we got everybody? Yeah. Okay, all right.
And you're not blocked.
No. All right, everybody ready? This is camera 1. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. No flash? Oh, okay. Don't move. It's
Yeah,
a
it
different
has- it has
camera.
a
Oh, okay, all right. Camera 2. Camera 2. Ready? 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Wonderful. Good job.
Great, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Me next, woohoo. Oh my God, I can't see.
Okay, the rookie's gonna read.
Hey, Karen. Let it go.
Office of the Mayor Proclamation. Whereas public works services provided in our community are an integral part of our citizens' everyday life, and whereas the support of an understanding and informed citizenry is vital to the efficient operation of public works systems and programs such as natural gas, electricity, water, sanitary, sewer, storm sewers, streets, public buildings, and now snow removal. And whereas the health, safety, and comfort of this community greatly depends on these facilities and services, and whereas the quality and effectiveness of these facilities, as well as their planning, design, and construction, is vitally dependent upon the efforts and skill of public works officials, and whereas the efficiency of the qualified and dedicated personnel who staff public works departments is materially influenced by the people's attitude and understanding of the importance of the work they perform. Be it therefore resolved that William D. McLeod, acting under and by virtue of the authority vested in him by the Constitution of the State of Illinois and laws of this village of Hoffman Estates, hereby proclaim May 21st through May 27th, 2017, as National Public Works Week in the Village of Hoffman Estates, and urge all Hoffman Estates residents and businesses to acquaint themselves with the issues involved in providing our public works and to recognize the contributions which public works officials and personnel make every day to our health, safety, comfort, and quality of life.
Chair to accept a motion.
So moved.
Second.
It's a motion, a second. We appreciate the great job our Public Works Department does every day of the year. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have a motion carried. Mr. Nebel. Thank you. One more.
One more. I'm the one that has it. Office of the Mayor Proclamation. Whereas the Congress and President of the United States have designated May 15th as Peace Officers Memorial Day and the week in which falls as Police Week. And whereas the International Association of Chiefs of Police have declared law enforcement officer safety and wellness a top priority, and the IACP Center for Officer Safety and Wellness promotes the importance of individual agencies, family, and community safety and wellness awareness. And whereas the members of the Police Department of Hoffman Estates, Illinois, plays an essential role in safeguarding the rights and freedom of the citizens of Hoffman Estates. And whereas it's important that all citizens know and understand the problems, duties, responsibilities of the police department, and that members of our police department recognize their duty to serve the people by safeguarding life and property, by protecting them against violence and disorder, and by protecting the innocent against deception and the weak against oppression and intimidation. And whereas the Police Department of Hoffman Estates has grown to be a modern and scientific law enforcement agency which unceasingly provides a vital public service. Be it therefore resolved that William D. McLeod, acting under and by virtue of the authority vested in him by the Constitution of the State of Illinois and the laws of the Village of Hoffman Estates, hereby proclaim May 14th through May 20th, 2017 as National Police Week in the Village of Hoffman Estates, and urge all Hoffman Estates residents, businesses, patriotic, civil, and educational organizations to join in commemorating police officers past and present who, by their faithful and loyal devotion to their responsibilities, have rendered a dedicated service to their communities, and in doing so have established for themselves an inevitable, enduring reputation for preserving the rights and security of all citizens.
Chair will accept the motion.
So moved.
Motion a second. We very much appreciate the great job our police department does, and all the police departments that protect us and keep us safe. Thank you very much. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have a motion carried. Chief? Hey, Suzanne, you want to get a picture? Thank you. Over. Stay up here. Come on, guys. Oh, we're back. We're back.
You just want a picture of his.
Got my,
I like his
You know?
mustache.
got my nautical whistle.
We're going to email it to boss.
All right, 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. There we go.
And Mayor, Mr. Nebel is jealous. He'd like to have a picture.
Come on, Joe. Come on up, Joe.
Oh, come on, yes.
I didn't think you guys could share a week, but, you know.
See, the clerks get their own
Yeah,
week.
that's right.
They're special.
The clerk should have reminded me of this, so we blame the clerk.
Joe, hold your
mustache.
mustache.
Where's
Face
your
down a
mustache,
little bit.
Joe?
Angle it down toward the ground a little bit. There we go. Ready?
What's,
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. You take
Extended
pictures
3.
and sing.
When you're a kid, then sometimes it comes true.
Don't want anybody to feel left out.
Yeah, I know.
Exactly. So we're out of proclamations?
We are.
Okay,
Yes.
Tuesday the 9th, I attended the Schaumburg Business Association meeting as a member of the Schaumburg 54 Foundation, and we made a presentation before the SBA. Also that afternoon, I had the opportunity to have lunch with Dale and Barb Basil, who were in town from Oregon. the longtime stalwarts of Hoffman Estates. It was really great to see them. Later that afternoon, I had the opportunity to present a proclamation, a 100th birthday proclamation to Yolanda Dickelman, who lives at Brookdale on Gulf Road. And it was a really great event. She's really a wonderful lady, and she had a lot of family members there. It was really, really cool. On Wednesday, the 10th, we had the grand reopening of the Quality Inn, a ribbon cutting with the Hoffman Estates Chamber. That evening, I attended the Northwest Municipal Conference meeting in Wheeling. They do that every May, and we get super dogs every May in Wheeling. And May 11th, I attended the 4th of July meeting. It is coming. Plans are all made. We're ready to go, and Nancy Gianni at Gigi's Playhouse is going to be the parade marshal for our 4th of July parade this year on Hassel Road. On Hassel Road, I might add. We have to really emphasize that. The last few years, we did it on Illinois. On May 12th, the Friday, we had the Special Olympics at Eisenhower, and that was a good event. Several of us were able to be in attendance. And also that afternoon, we had the Mother's Day luncheon here at Village Hall, that the Seniors Commission put on. And on Saturday, in addition to the Fox Valley Sail and Power event at 10 o'clock at Cabela's, we have at 9 o'clock, the Sustainability Commission has to build a birdhouse, which is always a very well-attended event, and everybody seems to enjoy that. I know my grandkids do. And they look forward to building a birdhouse again. Move on to 6B, trustee comments. Let's start with trustee Arnett.
I don't have any new activities that I actually went to this week, but I did attend the Eagle Scout last Sunday, as well as the tree planting, which was just an awesome experience. And I do plan on attending a few more coming up.
I'm sure you will. Trustee Stanton.
Thank you. On the 5th of May, I attended the retirement luncheon for Deputy Fire Chief Greg Schult. On the 6th of May, I was able to attend the PACE RTA Metro program here for seniors and disabled. On the 7th of May, I was able to attend the Brett, I'm going to botch his name here. Burtak, thank you. Eagle Court of Honor ceremony. And on 5/8, I was able to go to the annual student art reception here at the Village Hall. There were some wonderful pictures, and a lot of kids put a lot of hard effort into the work that they did. It was great to see at least the ones that I did see, which I think were from St. Hubert's, that were on the wall on that day. On the 10th, I was able to attend the ribbon cutting at the Quality Inn on Barrington Road. And on the 12th, I attended the District 54's Special Olympics Sports Day at the Eisenhower Junior High. And then later that day, also attended the Mother's Day luncheon here that was sponsored by the Commission for Senior Citizens. And once again, they did a wonderful job. And that's it.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Mills.
Well, I also attended just about everything that Trustee Stanton was at. The 5th, the retirement luncheon for Deputy Fire Chief Greg Schult. The 6th, the PACE RTA meeting, which was very informative. It's too bad we didn't have more seniors. I think it was a great opportunity with questions for seniors and disabled about how to get around the area via public transportation. On the 8th, we had as they said, the student art reception and the fire department promotional that night, which was a great event, both of those. The 10th was the ribbon cutting for Quality Inn. The 12th was the Mother's Day luncheon, and I think we're getting even better at setting records at serving over 100 people. We are. And without splashing too much on everybody.
I actually did get a splatter on those white pants.
Did you? Oh, I hope I didn't do it. And I'd like to compliment Eric Peterson. Nice job on TV yesterday morning. Caught you on the Channel 7 News. And finally, a happy and safe Memorial Day to everyone. Kind of marks the beginning of summer, and I don't think we meet again before then, so good luck and have a great and happy holiday to all. That's
Thank you, Trustee Mills. Trustee Palafis.
Been to many of the same events. Okay, kind of go out of order. Tonight, the Emerging Technologies meeting was held, where we continued our discussion about the video surveillance solution that the Public Works and Utilities Committee voted on to approve this evening. Also continue to talk about the fun subject of drones and their participation in our world. Also had the Plots Concert meeting today, where we continue our discussion about the event this fall. It'll look a lot different this year than it has in previous years. We're not going to do the 5K. We are moving the tent to the smaller bean that'll back up to Andrew's Beer Garden, which will be fun. He was at the meeting today, which was good to get his participation and input. So we're looking forward to that event. Also attended the HEC meeting today. It's been a busy day. Where we met about the iCompete partnership between the Hoffman Estates Opportunity Center, Hoffman Estates Park District, D211 and D54. On Thursday, May 4th, attended the Cinco de Mayo event for the Partners of Our Communities, a group that I am on the board for. Many thanks to Jim Norris, Sue and Ken Lesson, and most importantly, Jen and Dr. Monica for attending the event. And Jen and Monica and I got out on the floor and did a little salsa dancing. Mm-hmm. Y'all haven't lived until you've
I have
had
pictures.
had that opportunity. Yeah, Jim didn't participate. He ran over and hid. But that's all right. The event raised $40,000 for the POC, and $8,000 of it was for our HEOC. So it was a really good event in terms of fundraising for dollars. I also attended the retirement celebration of Deputy Chief Greg Schultz, and then the swearing in for Chief Fortunato. That was a great handoff and whatnot. It's great to see all you guys move up as well as out to other things after your long careers. Also, congratulations to the Arts Commission for all of their participation at the Arts Appreciation event last week. It had a bunch of schools, a lot of kids, and excited parents. It was a fun event. I also attended the D54 Special Olympics event at Eisenhower Junior High School, which was fantastic. It was a great day in terms of weather. And it was fun. We had the trifecta of mayors there. You had El Mayor, you had Rodney from Hanover Park, as well as Mayor Al from Schaumburg. And then Roger Christenberthy was there. So it was fun. It was a fun gathering. Everybody was excited. And it's great that, they give all those kids the opportunity to perform at all their different levels. I was also there with Bev and Gary as we were kind of hanging out in the background, enjoying the weather. And then last Tuesday, the 9th, I attended the Schaumburg Bikeways Advisory Committee and learned about the bike bridge that will join Roselle Road into the Paul Douglas bike path up north over Central Road, which will be October of 2018. But we know how schedules are, so we'll see if they actually get that across in its anticipated date. But it's exciting to see that. It'll definitely take some complication out of people that like to bike from the central part of town up to Harper. That's all for me.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Newell.
Okay, pretty much the same thing, short and sweet. May 3rd, a utility meeting. The 7th was the Eagle Scout Court of Honor for Eagle Scout Burtock. Of course, the Fabrini tree planting for Bill Kint. It was a very moving ceremony. Amazing how many lives he had touched. And the tree is a perfect example with all the leaves. It just, so many people he had touched through his illness and all. On May 8th, we did the Student Art Appreciation, and then on the 9th, Sustainability. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Last but not least, Trustee Gata.
There we go. On Friday, May 5th, attended the Leo Academy Annual Shakespeare Festival with Mayor McLeod, and that was at Life Changers International Church, 2500 Beverly. And what a great performance that was from the kids on that, from a young age of maybe 4th grade or 5th grade all the way up to the seniors. And it was very, very interesting. We both enjoyed it. Sunday, then we had the Eagle Court honor for Brett Burtock at the Church of Cross, right, 475 West Higgins. And then on May 8th, a Monday, for the student art reception here. That's always amazing when you look at that 3rd graders and 4th graders and 5th graders, what they can do, right, as far as the art. That amazes me every time that I see something like that. I mean, when I was their age, I had trouble drawing a circle with 2 lines in it, all right? Anyways, and congratulations again to Pat Fortunato as a battalion chief. And then on February, May 11th, Mother's Day luncheon here. They had over 100 people here. And as far as the Senior Citizens Commission on that, they do an excellent job every single time, and all the help that we have by serving. And the only thing other was the ribbon cutting at the Quality Inn, which a majority of us were at. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you, Trustee Gata. We'll move on to 6C, Village Manager's Report.
Nothing to add, sir.
Okay, 6D, Village Clerk's Report.
Nothing to report.
How's the week?
It's Monday, and it's not good. It's crazy.
Okay, Treasurer's Report.
Village Treasurer has prepared his report for March, and it's ready for your review.
Chair would accept a motion to accept the Treasurer's Report.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions on it? Seeing none, can you pull the board, Madam Clerk?
Trustee Arnett?
Aye.
Trustee Mills?
Aye.
Trustee Newell?
Aye.
Trustee Palafis?
Aye.
Trustee Stanton?
Aye.
Trustee Gata?
Aye.
Mayor McLeod?
Aye, motion carried. Move on to 7, Planning and Zoning Commission Report. Chairperson Combs, come on down. You want to be a trustee?
I just got promoted. Planning and Zoning Commission recommended for approval a request by J.P. Morgan Chase, applicant, contract purchaser, and Fifth Third Bank, property owner, for a site plan amendment for a facade change and a special use under Section 9-8-3-B-3-K of the zoning code to permit a financial institution that occupies a freestanding building to operate on the property located at 4653 West Higgins Road with 3 conditions. Their vote was 9 ayes and 2 absent.
Chair would accept a motion.
So moved.
There's a motion to second. Are any questions from the board?
Well, there was no second yet, but I'll second it.
Okay. So we have a second now. Are any questions from the board? Seeing none, can you pull the board, Madam Clerk?
Trustee Arnett?
Aye.
Trustee Mills?
Aye.
Trustee Newell?
Aye.
Trustee Palafis?
Aye.
Trustee Stanton?
Aye.
Trustee Gata?
Aye.
Mayor McLeod?
Aye, motion carried.
Planning and Zoning Commission recommended for approval a request by Rohrman Auto Group owner to consider special use under Section 9-8-2-C-9 of the zoning code to permit temporary vehicle storage on the properties located at 125 West Higgins Road and 155 West Higgins Road with 8 conditions. There were 9 ayes, 2 absent.
Chair would accept a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Now, this is already taking place, I gather,
Yes,
unless somebody else parked a bunch of cars over there.
right. Yes.
So why did they do that before they got approval?
I don't think that they were aware they had to get approval on that because they own the property over there. It was just a change in the use. And it's going to be a very short duration because they're under contract to sell that parcel.
Okay, is that the understanding of the staff? It was a misunderstanding?
It's,
Not to put you on the spot, Manager Norris.
that's the best way to put it.
That's the party line at least, huh?
Well, they didn't know. They thought since it was a car dealership that they could store cars at a car dealership, but they can't store cars unless they're operating a dealership from that location. So it's a nuance that we had to educate them on.
Okay. Yes, Trustee Mills.
Are we aware of the possible contracts?
We are.
Okay.
We are. We're waiting to see if they go through. I don't believe we know the potential use yet, but we're aware that the properties were put under contract to be sold.
It'd be very interesting to be
It
aware
will
of.
be, yes, ma'am.
Gives us something to look forward to.
Hopefully.
Maybe. Any other questions? Seeing none, can you pull the board, Madam Clerk?
Trustee Arnett?
Aye.
Trustee Mills?
Aye.
Trustee Newell?
Aye.
Trustee Palafis?
Aye.
Trustee Stanton?
Aye.
Trustee Gata?
Aye.
Mayor McLeod?
Aye, motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chairperson Combs. We'll move on to 8 additional business. 8A's request board approval of an ordinance granting a special use to J.P. Morgan Chase, contract purchaser, and Fifth Third Bank owner, 4653 West Higgins Road. Chair would accept a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions on this one? Seeing none, can you pull the board, Madam Clerk?
Trustee Arnett? Trustee Mills?
Aye.
Trustee Newell?
Aye.
Trustee Palafis?
Aye.
Trustee Stanton?
Aye.
Trustee Gata?
Aye.
Mayor McLeod?
Aye, motion carried.
Mayor, would you entertain a motion for an omnibus vote of B through L?
Well, there's got to be an amendment on L. The amount was changed.
Okay, that's true. All right.
So it was 150,000.
Well, then I'll do B through K. That'll be my motion to approve by omnibus vote.
I'll second.
Here's a motion, a second. Any questions on any of these items? The items include board approval of an ordinance amending Article 5, offenses against the public peace and welfare of Chapter 7, offenses and punishment of the Hoffman Estates Municipal Code, cannabis and drug paraphernalia. C, request board approval of an ordinance authorizing amendments to the 2016 budget ordinance. D, request board approval of an ordinance appointing director and alternate director to the Northwest Suburban Municipal Joint Action Water Agency. E, request board approval of an ordinance appointing director and alternate director to the Solid Waste Agency of Northern Cook County. F is request board approval of an ordinance authorizing the renewal of the aggregation program for electric load. And 2, waive bidding and authorize solicitation of bids and allow the village manager to enter into a contract with a third-party supplier. G, request board approval to enter into an agreement with Northern Illinois Municipal Electric Collaborative NEMIC for consulting services regarding the municipal electric aggregation program. H is request board approval of a business solicitation plan for the 2017 Platts concert. I is request board authorization to continue into the final year of a 3-year Microsoft Enterprise licensing agreement negotiated through CDW Government, Inc. in an amount not to exceed $101,892.96. J is request board authorization to award contract for 2017 contracted Parkway Tree Trimming Program to Winkler's Tree and Landscaping, Inc., LaGrange, Illinois, low bid, in an amount not to exceed $50,000. K, request board authorization to award contract for a closed circuit and mobile event camera system for the Village of Hoffman Estates to Pace Systems, Inc., in Naperville, Illinois, in a total amount not to exceed $866,111. We do have a motion, a second.
Well, we've got it for an omnibus vote.
We need to.
Yeah, we
motion
need to
and second.
approve that first.
I'll make a motion.
No, first we
No,
gotta approve
you
this.
already have it. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it.
Now I'll
Okay,
make-
now,
Now make the formal motion.
Now I'll make a motion. Sorry.
and that's through B through.
B through K, yes,
B
sir.
through K. There's a motion, a second. Any discussion on any of these items? Seeing none, can you pull the board, Madam Clerk?
Trustee Arnett.
Aye.
Trustee Mills.
Aye.
Trustee Newell.
Aye.
Trustee Palafis.
Aye.
Trustee Stanton.
Aye.
Trustee Gata.
Aye.
Mayor McLeod.
Aye, motion carried. 8L, request board authorization to A, waive formal bidding, and B, authorize emergency expenditure to raise the front entrance glass curtain wall foundation footing and steel columns at the Sears Center Arena in an amount not to exceed, this has been amended to $150,000, is that correct?
Yes.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
There's a motion, a second. Any discussion on this item?
I do have one question.
Yes.
It says waive formal bidding, but there was formal bidding, I thought.
No, Trustee Stanton, we solicited proposals.
Okay.
To go through the formal bidding process, we'd have been 60, 90 days down the road through bid specs and everything, and it needs to be repaired more quickly than that.
All right.
Anyone else? See no one else, can you pull the board, Madam Clerk?
Trustee Arnett.
Aye.
Trustee Mills.
Aye.
Trustee Newell.
Aye.
Trustee Palafis.
Aye.
Trustee Stanton.
Aye.
Trustee Gata.
Aye.
Mayor McLeod.
Aye, motion carried. Chair would accept a motion to adjourn to executive session. For what reason, Trustee Mills?
Make a motion to adjourn into executive session for personnel compensation, 5 ILCS 120/2C1.
There's
I'll
a
second.
motion- There's a motion, there's a second. Are there any questions on this? See none, can you call the roll, Madam Clerk?
Trustee Arnett.
Aye.
Trustee Mills.
Aye.
Trustee Newell.
Aye.
Trustee Palafis.
Aye.
Trustee Stanton.
Aye.
Trustee Gata.
Aye.
Mayor McLeod.
Aye, motion carried. We are adjourned to executive session. We will not be coming back out into open session. Thank you.